In camp, you got a lot of people wearing lots of different things. One of the things I picked up from James Cracknell, who did a speech at the expo that I went to, which was well worth going to, I have to say, just really to get your head around the fact that it's a big old thing you're getting into, was a Tyvek suit. You can get them from Arco or places like that, which is basically a one-piece, which you just take your kit off. I mean, nudity is a part of this event, but so basically you put all this one piece on and you're then warm enough. You can sleep in it if you want to, or you can take it off. But either which way, you've got this one piece which keeps you warm enough in the morning. In particular, it gets cold in the morning rather than at night, and you can wander around without having to wear any restrictive clothing. Very light as well. Obviously, flip-flops or similar would be really handy. You've got to have something on your feet because there's some brutal little jaggy things, tiny little things about that big that get fucking everywhere. And watch out for them. They get in your shorts, they get in your socks, they get blown by the wind. I don't know what they are, but they are spiky little bastards. And so you need to have something on your feet. And of course, you want to take your shoes off as soon as you can to get them to dry out and stuff. I had major issues with my feet, more about that later, but you know, you just work through it. I've still got stuff on them now 2 weeks after the event. Yeah, keep it really simple, and you'll need less than you imagine you do. People for the first 2 days are just shedding weight, shedding food that they don't need, shedding surplus amounts of stuff, and you'll share with people in the tent as well. So don't go overboard and getting loads and loads and loads of stuff. You'll end up throwing a good third to a half of it away. But just get the essentials, something to wear around the camp. And I'll tell you more about the event when I get on to that. Also, when you go to the expo, you'll be tried to be sold lots of things like acclimation kind of courses. So these are where you go into a heat chamber and you do exercise in there. I have to say it's quite useful for me to understand my body because I don't really know it under heat. I've done cold things before, not heat. And so they do take your ear temperature to know your core temperature. So I kind of got a feeling for how my body reacts. You know, you start walking and then you start running and you can see how your core temperature goes up and how much fluid you need. It wasn't exactly a ideal test because it wasn't very similar to the conditions out there. But if you want to do it, do it. To be honest, I don't think it made a massive amount of difference to the way I approached it, except I had that self-awareness of when you feel you're getting dehydrated or whatever. But the truth of the matter is there's so much water on the event, unless you're stupid, you won't dehydrate. You'll just keep drinking and you'll be fine with that. Same with the salt test. I have to say that was an absolute waste of money. I found out I was 900. Don't ask me what they were. They're 900 somethings I was thinking, and an average is 1,000, so I sweat slightly under average. But the truth is, you get a packet of tablets, with tiny little tablets, which you take one every half hour on the event, and you're fine. Unless you're a massively sweaty person, then that'll be fine. So take a choice whether you want to do both of those. I think the luxuries rather than essentials. That's the acclimation tests and the salt tests. But if you want to do it, feel free. I did them. If I was doing it again, I certainly wouldn't do the acclimation or the salt test because I think when you get out there, you can deal with it unless you're extremely unusual in the amount of sweat that you do.